Hi guys, it's Alani. That way I'm feeling good. My clothes there, that's ready to go. This one that I think I'm gonna do today, I'm so excited. If you're new here, I am a bikini competitor. I am an online fitness and nutrition coach. And all things wellness and health and fitness are a huge part of my life. So I wanted to do more of like a wellness day in the life, what my routine is looking like on the day to day. Because I am now 7 weeks post show today, which is crazy. So I ended my bikini bodybuilding season 7 weeks ago. So almost 2 months ago, I had my last show of the season. And I've been reverse dieting, slowly bringing my food up, and we are getting closer to maintenance. That way I can be putting on some lean muscle, getting healthy, and just finding some balance in my life again, which honestly has been like so weird because my routine has been changing a lot. So I've just been finding balance with that, with wedding planning, with my coaching business, with my social media, and just my own day-to-day life. So I figured it was time for a little updated day in the life. So first thing, I am starting off with some coffee. I started auto brewing my little coffee so that it brews at 7:45 in the morning. That way, when we're getting ready for the day, we already have some coffee. The whole apartment smells like coffee. And since it is fall, I got some, I just sprayed that all over my hand. Awesome. But I got some zero sugar pumpkin spice, and I've been adding this to like the foam part of my hot coffee. I've become a hot coffee girl, guys. Like I was such an iced coffee girl, and now I've been enjoying just like a cup of coffee in the morning. So delicious. And then I put some almond milk in it. I always use like an unsweetened almond milk. This one I've been getting from Costco. The entire crate of them is like $8 for 6 of these. So I've been loving that, but I always do like some sort of unsweetened almond milk for the most part. It is the lowest calorie, and if you're anything like me, I'd rather eat my calories than drink them. But I love a fun coffee. And then I pump my pumpkin syrup right in that mixture, and then I also do a little bit of caramel, and it gives it just, we love a pumpkin spice latte. Then I use the little frother thing, or whatever you call this steam wand. Steam her up, and just pour it right over top. And it would not be complete with a little bit of cinnamon. Delicious. I've been loving my little low-calorie coffee in the morning, just something to kickstart the day. As I was sipping my coffee, I opened my laptop and I was responding to some of the girls in my online fitness program, making sure I get some coaching stuff done right at the beginning of the day. But I do like to start out my day with a high-protein breakfast always. So I do follow a macro approach where I have a set number of protein, carbs, and fats that I hit in the day. And what I do the night before is I pre-track what my meals are gonna look like for the next day. But I'm such a creature of habit that most days look very similar. And then I just switch some things up, like different carb sources. And I don't know, I really love structure and just having a nice routine. So this morning is no shock. We're doing an egg white pancake. You guys have been seeing me make this for the past like year, and I get a lot of questions about like what the recipe is, and I can't even call it a recipe. So it's just egg whites, throw in a little bit of cinnamon and stevia, and then I cook it on the stove top just like an omelet, flip it like a pancake, and top it with some sugar-free syrup. So I do make sure to choose a lot of high fiber foods. That way I'm feeling good. That way digestion is moving smoothly. So I've been loving doing oats in my breakfast. I do the gluten-free Bob's Quick Oats. Really good source of fiber. And then also for some extra fiber, I do berries. And I try to include berries in my breakfast every morning if I'm doing like a Greek yogurt bowl or whatever I'm doing, or I'll do a side of berries if I'm doing like avocado toast. But I'm gonna put some straight into my oats. This has been a meal that's on repeat. And I just pick up a berry blend. So raspberries are super high in fiber, and honestly, all berries are high in fiber. And they taste good. Who doesn't love berries? So I always get the frozen ones. I don't know, I love some frozen fruit because they freeze it at like peak ripeness. So it's always sweeter than if I get fresh fruit and then I have to deal with it going bad. So a lot of times I will have just some frozen fruit on hand. So breakfast is all ready to go. I have my lean protein source from the egg whites here. We have a whole bunch of fiber from the blueberries, from the mixed berries, and a carb source as my oat bowl. Cheers! All right, I just got a notification that my package was delivered. There's a big old box here, and I've been waiting for this one. It is my hot cereal that I have been having on repeat for breakfast, for my pre-workout meal. And I put in such a big order of that, and I was low on some like low-calorie sauces. So this came in just in time, that way I can have this today before I go to the gym. So I wanted to give you guys a haul before I put it all away. So my favorite flavor, American pie. This one is like an apple pie. Peanut butter cookie, probably my second favorite. I do this one so often. Cream pie. It's like a coconut pie, so good. And I haven't tried these two. So this is the Samo, which is coconut caramel fudge cookie. And then this one that I think I'm gonna do today, I'm so excited for fall. They came out with a pumpkin spice one. Oh my gosh. And then I re-upped on some low-calorie sauces because as I've been traveling, I brought these with me. Like you guys saw in my most recent video, I brought all of these with me just because I like traveling with some low-calorie sauces when I'm making my meals. So I have sriracha maple. This one's been my favorite. I put this on like chicken and sweet potato. When I do like a chicken, sweet potato, arugula bowl, I always throw the sriracha maple. So this one's probably my favorite one. And then this one's really good too, the stir fry sauce. So Bradley and I sometimes will make like a fried rice with, you know, shrimp or beef or chicken. And this is like a yum yum sauce, but it's 5 calories. So good. Or sometimes I'll just put it on chicken and rice if I want like a little bit more flavor, maybe with some coconut aminos, give it like that Asian flavor. It's so good. And then this one that we use a lot, we actually made tacos last night and I topped it with this hot taco sauce. It's really not spicy. I'm not somebody that loves like a ton of spice, but this one's really good. It almost reminds me of like a Taco Bell mild sauce, and it is 0 calories as well. So that is my big old restock. I went a little bit crazy, but this is all Flavor Gang and you can use code Alani. Just started working with them a few months ago, so I was telling you guys all about it, but I absolutely love all of their stuff, so I wanted to share that with you guys. Oh, such a boost of dopamine this morning. I'm also leaving to go to New York City tomorrow morning. I feel like I've been doing so much traveling, which is such a great thing. It is so exciting, and there's been so much fun stuff going on. But it also does stress me out a little bit because I'm so a creature of habit. Like I'm so into my routine, and especially transitioning from being in bodybuilding prep to having a little bit more balance. Sometimes it does like get into my head of like, oh my goodness, like I don't want to be throwing myself off track. But I have to remember that I'm so lucky to be able to go on all of these trips and do all of these things, and they're all super enjoyable things and spending time with people that I love. So I am packing for that trip right now, and then I wanted to show you guys what I do so that I can feel a little bit better, make sure that I'm eating foods that make me feel good, and just so that I know that I'm like, I don't want to say staying on track, but just that I know that I'm doing things that are kind of in line with my goals. But I did go ahead and start packing. Oh, Boo Bear wants to say hi. So I have all of my clothes there. That's ready to go. That honestly took me a while. I don't know why it takes me so long to pack. I'm like a chronic overthinker when it comes to that type of stuff. And then I just finished actually packing a couple of meals for tomorrow. So I leave bright and early. My plane departs at 6 a.m. So I wanted to make sure that I had a couple meals with me. Once I get there, I'm going to Instacart some food to the apartment, and just prep some stuff. So I'm also packing my pink salt with me. I'm packing some cinnamon, my vanilla stevia that I bring with me everywhere because I'll probably get a coffee as well, and then a seasoning blend so that I can cook some chicken there. But since I'm not going to immediately have access to a kitchen, I wanted to make sure I had some meals prepped. So I'm prepping my pre-workout meal because once I get there, I am going to train at some point. So I have some chicken, jasmine rice, and avocado in a bag, and then I'm going to freeze that overnight, throw it in my purse actually. And for breakfast, I prepped some overnight oats. I was thinking like, okay, what can I prep that's going to be good for a breakfast to like take on the go? So I just made some overnight oats. They actually look really good. Let me show you. And I put it in this plastic Tupperware. That way it's a little bit lighter. But I did some gluten-free quick oats, Greek yogurt, a little bit of almond milk, and a scoop of salted caramel protein, and then some berries on top and some chia seeds. That way I'm getting a good amount of protein in. Oats are a little bit slower digesting because of the fiber. The chia seeds add a lot of fiber, so that's gonna help keep me really full throughout the day. And then I'm literally just gonna bring this with me, eat this on the plane, and then I have my pre-workout meal that I will throw from the bag into this afterwards. That way I have my pre-workout meal and I'm all good to go. But I wanted to show you guys kind of what I do for that because it's something that I feel like can stress people out, but I like to be at least a little bit prepared. I am gonna have some meals out while I'm there, but I like to have some food that I know digests well so that I know that I'm going to feel good. Okay, this might just be my favorite part of the entire day is eating my pre-workout meal because look at that. Oh my gosh. Of course, before we train, we want to have a good amount of carbs. So I always do a quick digesting carb. So I have that hot cereal that I showed you guys before. I lied. I did the apple pie one. I didn't do the pumpkin spice because I really was wanting some berries today. And I feel like that flavor mixes a little bit better. Then I did the salted caramel protein on top as an icing. Mixed it up with a little bit of water. Threw on some berries, and we have some nut butter. So I have quick digesting carbs, I have a quick digesting protein, and a healthy fat from the nut butter. We have some salt in here. So all of these things are going to make for a really great pre-workout meal so we can go and train some legs, which I am honestly really excited for today because I don't have to rush through my workout today. We're gonna eat this and then we're gonna have a really great leg day. Alrighty, all ready for the gym. I like to have my pre-workout meal about 45 minutes to 60 minutes before I train. That way everything is all nice and digested. We have some fuel in the fuel tank to push it hard in our training. And then speaking of fuel, I'm gonna have a little bit of pre-workout. So that's one thing that I have been really good about like this previous year. I've talked a little bit about that, is my caffeine intake and being more strategic about it. So I like to keep my caffeine to about 300 to 400 milligrams a day. So I do a little scoop of pre-workout. I don't do a full scoop of this one. So this is about 200 milligrams of caffeine. And then I have some ingredients in here that are good for a pump. And then I put a scoop of creatine in here. And I really keep that to mainly my only caffeine for the day besides a coffee in the morning. That way I'm not like spiking my caffeine throughout the day. I used to be somebody that would have like energy drinks all the time and then I would just be spiking my energy. And now I really keep it in the morning and then around my workout so that I can be like feeling good throughout the day. So that's one thing that I've just been more mindful of, and it definitely helps me to feel a little bit more stable, a little bit more relaxed and not as anxious throughout the day as well. Is that right, Charlie? Charlie wanted to say hi. Is it time for legs? All right, let's go train some legs.
He walked into the party
Okay, that was such a good training day. I got in such a great leg day. I'm really being intentional about in my training recently now that I am eating more and the goal is to be growing lean muscle and I have more energy in my system. I've been really intentional about progressive overload and progressing in each and every movement. So I take note of the weight and the reps that I'm doing for every single workout. And then when I do that workout the next week, I try and at least get an extra rep, an extra 2 reps, or throw some extra weight on there and really still focusing on my form. But I have been feeling so much stronger in these past 2 weeks. I'm about 4-ish pounds above my baseline stage weight. So this has been probably the best reverse diet I've ever had. And we're slowly bringing my food up so that I can be getting stronger and again, building lean muscle. But with that being said, now that we just trained super hard, got a good glute pump, it is time to refuel that muscle with a good post-workout meal. So let's make that, of course. So again, I am such a routine person, so I always have my ingredients prepped. This is something that I tell all of my clients. I talk about it almost every video, so you guys are probably sick of me hearing this, but I always have my ingredients prepped. So at the beginning of the week and then in the middle of the week, I prep a couple proteins. So this week I did wild-caught shrimp and chicken breast and lean ground beef. And then for my carb sources, I did sweet potato and jasmine rice. That way I just batch prep everything. I never actually meal prep each of my meals. And then when it's time for a meal, I can just throw things together. It makes it super simple too. Like when we wanted to do tacos last night, I can do tacos and not have to cook. Or if I want to do a fun sandwich or a fun salad or just a bowl like I normally do, it makes it so much easier. So of course, in a post-workout meal, I want, again, some quick digesting carbs. These are usually my highest carb meals, my pre-workout and my post-workout. So the carb source for my post-workout is going to be some jasmine rice. And then also some pineapple. Again, I just do frozen because it's easier. Pineapple also has some good digestive enzymes, so I love to do that every once in a while in my post-workout meal. Or something like kiwi for the fiber, but I don't have any kiwi right now. And I am running pretty low on some fun groceries since I'm traveling tomorrow and all of next week after that. So I would usually top this with something like a pico or put some chopped cucumbers in there, but I don't have any produce left because I hate wasting food. So I wanted to use up all of it before I left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of lime juice, and then I'm going to use a combination of coconut aminos and the takeout sauce for almost like a poke bowl type vibe. So coconut aminos are kind of similar to a soy sauce. It's a soy sauce alternative. Love it. It has like a little bit of a sweetness to it as well. And then this is that stir fry sauce. Delicious. That way we got some flavor, we got some freshness in there. And then I am also going to take my berberine with this meal. I've been taking this 2 times a day for the past 2 years, helps with insulin sensitivity, and it also helps to shuttle the carbs to where we want it to go. It's like the main ingredient if you've ever seen like a glucose disposal agent, like a GDA. So I always take that with my pre-workout meal and my post-workout meal. And I just get most of my supplements from Amazon, so these are all linked in the supplements list on my Amazon storefront. But this is the finished product for the post-workout meal. We have some quick digesting carbs from the jasmine rice and the pineapple. We have our lean protein from the chicken breast. Perfect post-workout meal. All right, I just sat down to finish up some work for the day. Charlie is cuddling with me. So freaking cute. But Thursdays are always a little bit of a lighter day for me. I have client check-ins on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So with Thursdays is more so a focus on onboarding new clients, editing content, doing some of my other responsibilities. So I'm going to wrap that up for the day. But a lot of people have been asking me how much cardio I've been doing and what my cardio routine is like. And obviously when I was in bodybuilding prep, my cardio was super high. Throughout my reverse diet, we started to taper that down and slowly bring my food up towards maintenance. And now, over the past couple weeks, I have had 0 programmed cardio, just a step count. So I really just focus on each day aiming for about 8 to 10K steps. So today I did 10 minutes on the Stairmaster, might have been 15. just because I wanted to get a good sweat in and get my heart rate a little bit elevated. So it's really nice not feeling like, okay, I have to do cardio because now I'm in this lifestyle phase, and I really just pay attention to my step count to make sure that my activity level is good. I've been doing Pilates some mornings. I've been doing more beach volleyball because that's the sport that I grew up doing. So it's been really nice to kind of incorporate those things and keep it more measurable just based on my step count, because of course, as you guys know, I know this is the nutrition coach in me speaking, but what matters the most for seeing a body composition change is your overall nutrition. So it's been nice to put more of an emphasis on that, but I just wanted to address that because I know I've been getting that question quite a bit. But I'm gonna wrap up some work and then I'm gonna wind down because I gotta get up at like 3:30 tomorrow for this flight, so I wanna make sure that I'm getting a good amount of sleep. That's something that is so important as well. So I'm going to wind down early tonight and hold myself to that. All right, it is time for a sweet treat. I always make my last meal of the day something that I really look forward to. So we have a Ninja Creamy tonight. And all that is in here is just non-fat, lactose-free milk and cookies and cream whey protein, a dash of salt, and then I freeze it overnight. That's it. What I find is that if you're using like a good protein that has a good like mixability, I guess I would say, then that's what makes the texture super creamy, and using the real milk, and I just make sure it's lactose free so that it doesn't hurt my digestion. But I've been using the My Protein. Theirs just mixes so well, so I just mix up the flavor that I've been doing. So a lot of times I'll do the chocolate milkshake, or last night I did the strawberry milkshake, and tonight we have cookies and cream. Another thing that I do that started helping with getting it a little bit creamier too is I rinse it with warm water on the outside. That way it doesn't get that like iciness on the edge when I'm eating the ice cream, and that's helped a lot. I also spin it on light ice cream, and then I re-spin it without adding any liquid, and that just helps it get the perfect consistency every time. But I don't even add sugar-free Jell-O or anything like that. I don't need it for the texture because that protein is so good, and then I know that I'm not adding stuff that's gonna hurt my digestion or anything like that. Amazing. Look at that consistency. I literally look forward to this every night. It's so good. Amazing. So this here has 35 grams of protein and less than 300 calories. So this entire meal is 35 grams of protein, 23 grams of carbs, and 9 grams of fat. So I like to round out the day with like a little macro cap, I call it. So I hit the rest of my targets. So I needed a little bit more carbs. So I did a rice cake, and then I needed a little bit more fats. So I did some almond butter on top and some flaky sea salt. And then I'm gonna have my creamy as well. So best sweet treat ever. I feel good. I feel full. I know that I've hit my targets, but that was a full day in my life of what my routine has been looking like. So thank you guys so much for following along, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.